Hello everyone, you are on the Moby channel and I am glad to see you on my channel again. In this video, we will dive into the world of the Skibidi Toilet Multiverse from the Dom Studio channel again. After all, a new episode 11 has just been released, and believe me, there are a lot of references, Easter eggs and secrets that I can tell you about. So be sure to like it. Let's get 7,000 likes on this video and subscribe to the channel. Let's get 400,000 subscribers on my channel before the new year. We're starting. Episode 11 continues exactly at the same place where episode 10 ends, and by the way, if you suddenly haven't seen my previous analysis, then after watching this video, I advise you to watch them in order to understand what is happening in the Skibidi Toilet Multiverse. So, episode 11 begins with a big Skibidi magnet attacking a squad of agents, but then a projectile flies into it, which causes a little damage to the enemy, and a second later we see that it was a Titan Speaker Man, and if you look closely, you can see that there are new weapons on the back of the Speaker Man, specifically a flamethrower. This reminds me of the main universe of Skibidi Toilet, when the Titan Cameraman flew to battle with the infected Titan Speaker Man and he also had additional weapons on his back. Next, the Titan Speaker Man wanted to attack the enemy with his powerful blasters, but since they are made of metal, a large Skibidi magnet attracted them to him. After that, the Titan Speaker Man began attacking the enemy with his new weapon, specifically a flamethrower. The opponent defends himself with his magnetic hands and attacks the Titan Speaker Man, but due to the fact that the Titan is very fast, he manages to dodge his attack and continues to attack the enemy with fire, and then when the Skibidi magnet tries to attract another Titan weapon, he can't do it. He looks at his magnets and realizes that they have lost their properties magnetism, because they have become incandescent. Then the Titan Speaker Man understands that now he needs to act. He flies up to the enemy and uses his very loud growl. From this strong sound, the enemy's protective helmet falls and then the Titan pulls out his knives and destroys the enemy. We saw something similar in episode 65 of the original Skibidi Toilet series from DaFuq. Let me remind you that then the Titans were fighting against fake Titan G-Man, and at one point the Titan Speaker Man flew up and stabbed knives into the eyes of the enemy toilet. The same thing happened in this universe of Skibidi Toilet, only the opponent is not the Titan G Toilet, but a large Skibidi magnet. And after the Titan Speaker Man dealt with the enemy, he said something and the operator switched to the squad of agents who were in the hangar. As I understood it, the Titan Speaker Man asked the agents what happened to the Titan Clock Man. They gestured that they could not fix it, and then the Titan flew closer to the Titan Clock Man. I took it and they flew away in an unknown direction. I assumed that they flew to the secret headquarters of Clockman's agents. But we will learn more precise information only in future episodes. Then the camera turns back to the agents. And in this frame we can notice Cameraman's agent, Speaker Woman, Cameraman's plunger, and Camera Woman. Next, the agents hear some very incomprehensible noise underground. The operator turns around and we see another completely new kind of Skibidi Toilet. I would call him a Skibidi Driller. Next, the enemy directs all his weapons at the operator, and in the background it can be seen that the Clockman agent wanted to quietly eliminate the enemy, but then suddenly the enemy is pierced by a sharp golden object and returns back. The camera turns and what I see? These are my fellow YouTubers on Skibidi Toilet. This is Elite Clockman, aka Elite Cameraman, only in another universe in Toilet. By the way, he remained the same. Apparently, he, like me, travels through various multiverse without changing his appearance. And if you want to see me too in one of the universes of Skibidi Toilet, then let's create my character together. I imagine myself as a computer agent who opens the way to various multiverse Skibidi Toilet. After all, I was one of the first who started to do analyses on all the universes of Skibidi Toilet. Send me your art in private messages in the Discord, and I, in turn, will create a separate discussion on my server, where we will choose my image. All the necessary links will be in the description, and we continue. Next, Elite Clockman greets us and the operator looks at the agents again. Next, we see how the plunger cameraman checks if the enemy is alive, and the Speaker Woman greets guests from the YouTube universe. Then the operator turns to Toilet and he just froze, as if he was shot with a paralyzing beam. Next, Elite Clockman snaps his fingers to bring Toilet to consciousness and he comes to his senses. Then we hear a strange sound. The operator looks up and to see what is happening behind the hangar. The operator comes out of it and the first thing we see is the Titan Drill Man, who is standing right in front of the infected Titan Cameraman. In this frame on the left, We can notice the same magnetic Skibidi toilet, and now we turn to the analysis of the battle of the infected Titan cameraman with the Titan drillman. The infected Titan wanted to attack first, but the Titan drillman beat him to it. He shot his harpoon directly into the head of the Titan cameraman, briefly detaining him, and then the Titan pulled the chain, from which the infected Titan fell to the ground. But it didn't last long, because then the infected Titan got up and launched an aggressive attack on the drillman Titan. He dealt the Titan several strong and crushing blows. The blows were so strong that the infected Titan's hammer itself broke into several small pieces. Next, the infected Titan tried to pierce the Titan drillman with the sharp tip of his destroyed hammer, but the Titan activated the energy flow of his reactor directly into the infected Titan cameraman. Then the Titan drillman goes into a rage and with his drill hands forces the infected Titan cameraman to fall underground. But the infected Titan tries to get out of this pit in the already proven way as he did in 10 episodes. But suddenly a shell from Agent Clockman flies into his back. We can understand this by this effect. Then we see how a helicopter of Clockman agents flies to the infected Titan, and apparently this is the same helicopter that we saw in episode 9 of the Multiverse Skibidi toilet. Then the Titan cameraman tries to shoot at Titan drillman from his guns, but a projectile from the Clockman agent flies into his friend again, and we see that this ability of the projectile seems to pause the action of his hand. The same thing happens with his second hand. Next, a helicopter of Clockman agents flies up to the infected Titan, in which Drillman's agents are located. Then the camera turns and we see that Clockwoman shot at the infected Titan, and next to her we see Twoman. Next, TV Woman detaches her body from her head and begins to hypnotize the Titan cameraman, just like in the original Skibidi toilet in episode 54, when TV Woman hypnotized Glitch Toilet to stop. Next, Drillman's agents begin an operation to remove the Skibidi parasite from the body of Titan cameraman, because as we know from episode 6 of Skibidi, the parasite sits deep in the body of Titan cameraman and it will not be possible to simply remove it. Next, we see how the cameraman's agents are watching what is happening. And then the following happens. Drillman's agents extract the parasite from the Skibidi titanium and surgically detach it from the titanium. Next, the Skibidi parasite tries to fly away, but is prevented from doing so by the elite agent Drillman, whom we also saw in episode 9 of the Skibidi toilet multiverse. The agent jumps on the parasite and destroys it. Further, when the light of the Titan cameraman becomes habitually blue instead of the infected yellow, Clockwoman removes the spell from the Titan's hands and TV Woman returns her head to its place. Sad music starts playing, and when the Titan drillman realized that the mission was completed, he begins to go underground. Next, the Titan cameraman gets up, the helicopter of Clockman agents flies away, the operator shows the legendary like to the Titan cameraman, telling him everything is fine, bro. But he kind of says to him, no, bro, I've done a lot of bad things, and this is the end of the 11th episode of the Multiverse Skibidi toilet from Dom Studio. For me, this is a different alternative story about how Titan was freed from the influence of the Skibidi parasite. I was also pleased that there are familiar characters from the world of YouTube. If you are watching this, then I give you a big hello. And now let's talk about what we can see in the next episode. I assume that the following episodes will be related to the treatment of the Titan Clockman. Then since events in this universe happen quite quickly, it will not take as long to treat him as we can expect. Also in the future, I assume that a new kind of agents will appear, and these will be computer agents. At least I would really like to see them in one of the Skibidi toilet universe. Thank you all for watching, subscribe to the channel and put likes, because the second part of the 67th episode of the original Skibidi toilet universe from DaFuq will be released soon.